Hey, it's Rachel, and this will be a quick update to two major changes we've done in the garden here. You can see them both behind me. One is the trellises that we put up for the summer crops, and you can see we've got our tomatoes growing up those already. And then the second is the wood chips you see down below, and I'll make them two separate videos so this doesn't get too crazy long. But just to start with, I will walk through how we built our trellises. We used cattle panels we already had on hand, kind of in keeping with the garden in general this year, which is all with materials we had. And then the vertical supports and the zip ties, same deal, are materials we already had. So we ended up with this Gothic arch shape, which we like, and it's working really well for us. So let me show you first how we built the trellis, and then quickly I will talk about two modifications we made to the raised bed pest control that we built in that we showed earlier. So as you can see, we started by driving T-posts into the ground with a rubber mallet for vertical support and strength. And then we brought our cattle panels over and we zip tied them to those vertical supports. We had previously connected the tops of two 8-foot panels together and bent them up into a little Gothic arch shape. So I'll show that here. And we just stood on the panels and bent the top two pieces in. So that's how you get that thing at the top. And I'll show you the zip ties here. So we have one at the base of each T-post, one in the middle, and one at the top. And then we had about 3 zip ties holding the ridge together, connecting the two panels. I love the round ones that people make, but we just couldn't fit a 20-foot cattle panel on our car back when we bought them. So this works just fine for us. And as you can see, it resulted in, this really sturdy construction. And then let me show you a modification we made to the rabbit protection. So those pieces of PVC you can see in the back there were originally handles, like the ones here in the front, and I turned them into a vertical support. So I rolled back this chicken wire as we put in, the summer crops, and used these as vertical, kind of almost like a wall. So they are woven in and out of the various layers of chicken wire and then pushed into the ground, and they keep that rolled up nicely. And I did that on the other side of the bed as well. And you can see it just left room behind here for our summer stuff to come in and still protects the lettuce from the rabbits. So the second modification had to do with how we secure the long edge of our, fabric cover to protect from insects. So the side that's on the raised bed, you might remember, we roll the fabric up around PVC and then we snap it in place using the clamps that we had screwed into the wood edge of the bed. And that was working really well. No issues when we had storms. But the other side wasn't working as well. It was originally just rolled up and then pinned with a landscape staple, kind of inserting some flashback video here. And that keeps it down, but in storms, the edge was coming loose and was flapping. So taking a cue from the side that was working, we laid down a long length of PVC. And rather than just rolling it and stapling it, I added the step here of rolling it and then securing the fabric to the PVC with the clamps. And this doesn't, hold this down to the ground. It just holds the fabric onto the PVC, but it allows it to remain securely wrapped even in heavy storms. And then we just once again secured this to the ground with a landscape staple because we didn't have a problem with that lifting up. We just had a problem with the fabric coming loose. So that's it as far as the trellises and the changes that we made to the raised beds. And then I'll post another video here in just a second about our composting in place in our walkways here. We're going to stack functions in good permaculture fashion and use this both as a walkway but also as a site for making compost. So I'm going to get into that in the next video here shortly.